Hi there, this is Mitch Firestone from Precision Trading Labs in New York City, and I'm going to show you today briefly how to create screens in order to identify cheap stocks that are worth trading. Our definition here of cheap stocks are differentiate from what penny stocks and really thinly trade OTC and pink sheets. We try to avoid those and do avoid those, but we seek out inexpensive stocks that are liquid. And let me take you through the screens here and how we find them. I'm going to be using a tool here called finviz.com. It's a free utility that you can use, and it has a number of capabilities. I'm going to take you very quickly through the screens in order to identify these things. What you can do is you can first of all save various screens with the various criteria that you want, and here is the one that I'm going to show you here today. The stocks that we generally seek out again are ones that are roughly $3 to $20 share price, have an average daily volume of in excess of 500,000 shares. We want to have a beta of between zero point 0.5 and 1.5, meaning that it's essentially going to trade with the broad market, with the S&P or the SPY, but on the same token, it's not a leveraged instrument that'll be trading 3 or 4 times. As new traders, those tend to be incredibly volatile, and we do not recommend those to our subscribers or our students. So let me show you here how to select the criteria. So if you go here, right here on the descriptive tab here, you'll see that I already have selected 3 criteria here. So let me go here. So here is our average volume, over 500,000 shares. Another thing that we care about are that the symbols are optionable and shortable. The reason for that is we don't want to be trading necessarily, at least for our new students, IPOs, which are again incredibly volatile. You cannot short them. There are no options on them. All of those are what I would consider to be abnormal trading. We want to be trading things that are liquid and in a sense are trading normally. And normal stocks, you can both, there's hedging and basically hedging and institutional activity at times, and those require them to be both optionable and shortable. Lastly, here is the price criteria, and for the purpose of FinViz, we're going to be using the 5 to 20 segment range here, because they don't actually offer a 3 to 20, but they offer a 5 to 20. So what you can do is do the 5 to 20 and then do a separate screen to do 1 to 5, and then it's just obviously eliminate the things that are at the bottom of the scale at $1 and $2. So again, on this tab here we have three criteria: average volume, optional and shortable, and then the price. And for the one that I'm doing right now, we're going to be using the 5 to 20. And then the last one is the one where, and I mentioned before, beta. And again, we want things that are trading with the broad market, not against the broad market, and we also don't want things that are too leveraged. So in this case, you can go down to the bottom and you'll see right here there's 0.5 to 1.5. That will enable you to select those criteria. So once you do that and you throw them all together, you can see that this particular screen resulted in 179 symbols based on yesterday's trading. That will give you a good start in terms of finding things that are moving sufficiently, that are liquid, and that are trading normally. In terms of its price movement, you may have, some people who have already done some of these screens may have noticed that I did not mention anything about ATR, average true range. Well, in fact, I do care about ATR, but in fact, I care about what I would characterize it as relative ATR. Meaning that the relationship of its average true range in relationship to its price. Normally I wouldn't care or be interested in a stock, let's say, that only has an ATR of 15 or 20 cents. On the other hand, if it has an ATR of 15 cents, but in fact the stock trades at $4, well, then that's a 4% ATR. That's essentially a 4% relative ATR. That's actually interesting because of the fact that you could be trading size, be trading quantity. And so essentially what you're making your money with is volume as opposed to huge absolute moves in price. So once you identify the four criteria on these screens and you get your results, if you use this technical view tab over here as opposed to these other ones here, there's one that gives you financials and shows you, you know, all kinds of financial information. These stick to the technicals, and you'll notice that right at the very beginning, the second column there is ATR. So what you can do is, for any stock, look at its ATR, then jump over to the right here and look at its price, and just do a little simple arithmetic and see if in fact it meets, it's interesting. So in other words, right here, let's say on ACAS, ACAS, now the market isn't open here, so I don't know what its volume is, but once the market's rolling here and you can see what its volume is, you'll notice that it's got an ATR of 0.14. Its price is $17. So essentially, this is kind of really a paltry ATR. It's really not interesting. This is less than a 1% average move. On the other hand, if you look at some of these other ones, let's say for instance like AEO, here it's 45 cents, so it's 3 times the other one. So at this point now you're in excess of probably about 2.5%, close to 3%. So that becomes a little more interesting. So the last thing is, once you come out with your screen, use the technical tab, look at the ATR column, and generally you want to find for these lower price stocks, at least have them represent an average move on a percentage basis of its price of approximately at least 2%. So anyway, that's it for this one. In fact, what I will do is also present another separate video in which I will show you how to screen for volume breakouts, and that's another way to find things that are moving that also are meeting your criteria. So until next time, this is Mitch Firestone from Precision Trading Labs, and I will see you soon. Lastly, here is our contact information if you want to get in touch with us. We can give you further details about how we trade here. Take care. Bye-bye.